Hey guys, Sean McMarathon Bro here. So I wanted to share my thoughts on how I think Bungie could realistically make this game fun by the time it launches in September. Because this Marathon Alpha, I think, is nothing less than a disaster, right? Like, I think if you look at it objectively, it seems to be a disaster. Like, the reactions to this game are not good. I think I've played around 15 hours. I'm in like the low 20 level range. I've managed to find every single weapon and be able to use it in the PvP combat. So I think I've seen like at least 90% of the content that's in this alpha. And my first thoughts and impressions of the game that I gave you guys in the other videos, which is like too long, didn't read. I think the game is basically just boring. Like, it lacks depth in the content. That's what a lot of other people are saying. People who are watching and haven't been able to get into the alpha, they're saying it looks boring. I won't lie, this is definitely one of those games that's more fun to play than watch. But even when you play it, it's pretty boring. So watching it obviously is going to be even more boring. I do watch other gaming content creators. I really enjoyed Jack Fragg's take. I was really almost taken aback by how like similar his take was to mine. Like, some of it was almost verbatim. He was talking about how he doesn't know who the audience for this game is. It's not hardcore enough for hardcore gamers. It's not casual enough for casual gamers. The PvE lacks depth. And basically he was just like, yeah, the game's okay, but it needs more. He said some other things, but like that's kind of the stuff that I also said. I know some people like really like this this game as it is. Look, that's fine. Like, you're entitled to your opinion, you know? Like, I'm happy for you if you enjoy it. But look, the majority of the people are all saying like the same thing. And it's not for no reason. I would love to love this game. Like, I see the vision for this game. I won't lie, like I've said in the other video, like, they're kind of getting me. I feel like they're kind of pulling me in as like a Halo bro. Like, this game gives a lot of Halo-y vibes, and I love Halo. So it does feel like, oh my God, this could be like another Halo experience. But anyways, I think I've got 6 solid pieces of feedback for Bungie. I think these are things that can realistically be done. I've been trying to read like what devs are saying in reaction, non-Bungie devs are saying in reaction to this game. And it seems like this alpha is probably like the bulk of this game. Like, they're not going to be able to make a lot of huge changes to the game. So my feedback, I tried to think of things that they could realistically do before launch. Like, my feedback is not, oh, we shouldn't have like any heroes. Like, it shouldn't be a hero-based extraction. Like, there's nothing insane like that. These are things I think could realistically be done. And again, I really hope they can like make some big changes, like even if they don't do everything on my list of 6 things here, because again, this alpha is just like a disaster. By the way, before we go further, quick announcement, take 2 seconds. Don't worry, it's not an ad. Long-time viewers on the channel, you probably remember that little series I did, Drive and Talk. So I would talk and play Forza with my steering wheel and shifter driving like setup. People liked it. There was definitely some kind of like magic there. It was a pretty cool format. People liked it. But I don't know, there was just something about it that was just too niche. Like, it had some magic there, but it just lacked. It was lacking in something. And I realized what it is. You got to do it IRL, bro. So I bought some equipment, I did some research, and I'm starting a new channel called Sean Dubs POV. I got a nice 4K POV camera, and I'm gonna make POV style videos. I'm going out in the world and I'm talking out in the world. I'm gonna start off mostly with like cars, like it's gonna be driving POVs, but there's a reason it's called like POV and not Sean Dubs Drives. Like, the original concept, I was like, ooh, I'll do Drive and Talk and I'll do Sean Dubs Drives. But then I was like, why limit it to cars? So it's POV, but it will start off with cars. I do have a 2023 Subaru WRX 6-speed manual, so I feel like that'll be a fun car to do the channel with. It ain't a Ferrari or anything crazy like that, but I mean, it's a very fun car, I think. Anyway, enough of that. I don't want to derail the whole video. Thank you if you're not interested in that for sitting through this little rant. If you're interested in that channel, I'll put a pinned comment on this video. Go check that out. But be aware, it's not going to be a Halo channel. It's not going to really be gaming at all. It's IRL stuff. If you happen to head on over there, thank you so much. All right, let's get back to the marathon stuff. So before I give my like thoughts and feedback on how you could make this game fun, I just don't see how you could, look at this alpha as anything less than a disaster. Like, how is this not a disaster? Like, obviously some people like it, but most people, whether they played or not, or they're watching footage, they're like, this looks boring. Dude, that's a disaster. Come on, man. That's like one of the worst things that could happen to your game. People aren't even like, yeah, it's pretty good, but you know, just tune these things and then it will, you know, I think I could see some potential here. Like it could be, no, they're like, bro, it's boring. And when people are like, this is boring, they don't even, they don't even care about like how to make it better. First impressions are everything. Like, I feel like this game is just falling off a cliff, right? Like they had momentum with the reveal trailers, like the art style looked awesome. Then they did the gameplay reveal and honestly, like the game, most people were pretty disappointed. Like it looked pretty boring, like the gameplay reveal. And then a lot of us, myself included, we took copium and we're like, oh, well, maybe they just didn't show it off well. And then this alpha comes out and you get to actually play it and you're like, oh no, it's more boring than the gameplay reveal. Oh no. That makes sense, right? Like gameplay reveals are typically gonna make a game look as good as it ever will be. It's always like curated, there's lots of excitement. I really took copium. I was like, nah. I think they just scuffed this gameplay reveal. The real thing, it'll be much better. Nah, bro, the gameplay reveal made the game look way more exciting than it is. It's like you don't want to judge a book by its cover, but really, like, if a gameplay reveal looks boring to you, that's it. The game, you're gonna hate the game even more. To make matters worse, look, I've enjoyed making these videos for you guys. I appreciate Bungie lifting the NDA. Like, that's all great. But dude, like, I think removing the NDA was a mistake. It was obviously like a very last minute decision. And I think because it was a last minute decision, it wasn't really thought out that well, perhaps. Like, they released the NDA, okay? But then they didn't really make it clear, like, how close is this alpha to the full game? Like, it was just not made clear to me as someone who just signed up and got into alpha, right? Like, it is not clear to me how much of the full game this is. So literally all of us, all the content creators like me and just anybody who's playing the alpha trying to offer their feedback like publicly, we are all operating on like a lot of incomplete information and we're taking a lot of copium. Like you got to be on copium because if you judge this marathon alpha, right? Like if you judge it with no context, just on its face, like this product, like nothing else, not what it could be, not what could be coming at launch, just as it is right now. This is an awful game. Like, it's awful. Incredibly boring, limited content. So all of us have to take copium. We're like, oh, well, this is just an alpha. I'm sure the real game has more, right? And you sniff a little hopium too. You're like, well, I hope they'll make some changes and make it better. You have to be on hopium and copium, in my opinion, based off this alpha. Like, I don't understand why anybody would play this and be like, wow, this is a great game. Like, what do you like about it, bro? It's really weird. I haven't seen this anywhere, but it's happening a lot to me. Like, a lot of the PvE, like, emergent activities, there's these incursions where the robots, like, come down in dropships and you gotta kill the waves of dropships. Bro, the missions are bugged. Like, they haven't even been working for me. Like, the dropships will come down and then no enemies drop out. And then, like, that's it. You get, like, no reward or anything. Like, it's just bugged. But again, I guess if you like it, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it. It's just a bizarre opinion to me. But the point I'm trying to make is you got to be on hopium and copium, right? Like you're operating on incomplete information playing this alpha, but you're allowed to express that publicly because the NDA's been lifted. So you got a bunch of people like me who are out there like, I don't know, like this game doesn't look very good, offering these like hopium and copium takes, and it's obvious to anybody who is watching and listening to this marathon content. It's obvious people are on copium and hopium. I try to make it clear to you guys, you know. I try to make my biases very clear up front. All right, we're gonna get to the fun things in a second, but just the last point I'll make about removing the NDA. The type of feedback that you're gonna give to the devs in private is going to be different than non-NDA feedback, right? So if there's an NDA, then presumably the devs, they'll do a survey at the end of the alpha, right? And they'll ask you specific things like, what did you think of this? What did you think of that? They know what the full game is going to be like, so they might not even ask about the visuals. They don't care. They already know the visuals will be way better. You know what I'm saying? They know there's going to be way more content. So they're going to ask specific questions. You give the feedback privately, and then it's all good. So like the feedback of being like, well, it's boring, like that might be irrelevant. Kind of doubt it. I think the alpha is probably close to the full thing, but again, that feedback might be irrelevant. But when there's no NDA and content creators like, you know, make content, it's like the 101 content. You just give your impressions, because when I make content, I try to imagine I'm making, like, it's like you're my friend and you ask me like, bro, what do you think of this game? I'm going to tell you everything. You're not asking me something specific. You just want to know about the full experience. So I'm going to tell you about the full experience, which is going to include, okay, well, the visuals are terrible. There's not enough weapons. There's not enough this, right? You see what I'm saying? Like, they removed the NDA last minute, but this was totally set up to be a limited slice of the game, I suppose, but also a limited amount of players giving private feedback. And then you just open it up at the last second, and they didn't also increase the amount of codes they gave out. That was a mistake. So now you have a bunch of people who are salty they didn't get in, and they got FOMO. They got to watch a content creator tell them about the game. They have FOMO already, and then the footage looks mad boring. Like, it's just not a good idea. If they were going to remove the NDA, they should have sent out way more codes, and they should have been very specific, like, how close is this to the full game? All right, let's get to the 6 things. This is the only ways you could save this game. This is just my best opinion, okay? People who are deep into extraction, you will have different opinions. This is just my best. These are my best ideas to save this boring game. Now, actually, before I even get into the 6 things, here's 2 deal breakers. Like this isn't even the 6 things I think you could change the game and improve about it. These are just 2 things people are asking for. And after playing this game, like, you have to have them. The first one is the proximity chat. I had never played an extraction shooter as much as I have played one now that I played the Marathon Alpha. Now I get it about the proximity chat. You have to have the proximity chat. You just have to. Like, it's a deal breaker. Like, if this game does not have proximity chat, I'm out. I'm good. No thanks. And the reason is because extraction allows for a lot of different scenarios. That's the fun thing about extraction. Like, a lot of things could happen. Right now, when 2 teams encounter each other, it's like you have to just fight. You have no choice, because you have no idea what the intentions are of the other team. With proximity chat, you could be like, hey guys, we don't want to fight. And then I think a lot of the times the other team will be like, okay, that's fine. Most people don't want to lose their loot and risk their loot. Right now in this alpha, you're forced to fight, basically. Not that content creation is the end all be all of games, but it certainly helps when you have healthy content creation for a game. It keeps people more interested, shows them what's possible. With proximity chat, like, there'll always be like, there could be so many fun scenarios that can happen where, you know, you're talking to another team, you don't know if they're going to betray, and then maybe you do betray him at the end, or you don't betray and you guys accomplish something. Like, you just have to have proximity chat. That's a deal breaker. Number 2, solo queue. By solo queue, I mean you want to go in and you want to have the game fill in 2 other people with the matchmaking, 2 random people. This is another deal breaker. My opinion, I don't understand these people who I've seen who are like, yeah, bro, you can solo queue in this game. What are you talking about, dude? This game is entirely built around teamwork. If you get scuffed teammates, you are done. Like, teamwork is so critical in this game because the movement is so slow. A lot of the PvP is just a DPS battle. You are not going to be 1v3ing teams. I swear to God, I think some of the people are like, yeah, you can solo queue in this game. It's great. I think maybe they haven't played enough, because as you get to the higher levels, people are better at the game, duh, and they know the maps better. Like, you just need a full team. You need a full team because there's other teams patrolling around and they know what they're doing and they know how to hunt players. So if you get brain rot teammates, you might as well just run straight to the extraction, because like you just have no chance. Solo queue will put the game on it'll put everybody in a nice even playing field. I think a lot of people are going to be solo queuing. It's just hard to find 2 other bros that can play. Like, we're all busier than ever. Like, have you seen the inflation? Like, we're all more worried about money than ever. You got to work way more. You got more responsibilities. Life's more complicated than ever. Finding 2 other people to play with consistently, good luck. I won't lie, the fact that like so many people are bringing these things up and the devs are just like, well, maybe after launch, it's not like a priority for us. The stubbornness from Bungie on these 2 things is a huge turnoff to me. A huge turnoff. These are deal breaker things. We are not asking for anything major here. These are like features that have been in games forever, and this game desperately needs it. Proximity chat and solo queue. These are deal breakers. I'm telling you, as someone who wants to like this game, I really do. Like, I want this game to do well. I don't really care if it does well. My life will not be changed, but I want to see this game do well. I don't want it to fail. I want a new fun game to play. I like Extraction. This would be good because I'm finding I like Extraction, but what am I going to go play Escape from Tarkov? Bro, they're trying to catch up in that game. Forget it. And all the other extractions that are out. By the way, I have checked out Arc Raiders that some of you guys in the comments told me. I won't lie, that looks a lot better than Marathon. I hope I get into the playtest. All right, I think we're like, I'm looking at the recording time. It must be at least 10 minutes, and now we're going to finally get to the 6 things. Look, in the last video, I was like, guys, do you want shorter videos? I got tons of comments. People are like, no, keep the video length long. Kind of like a podcasty format. So you people who are like, get to the chase. Sorry, you've been outvoted, my friends. The long bros have won. They have beaten you out. And honestly, I prefer it myself. I like podcasty format content anyway. Okay, the first way you can realistically make this game better before launch in September, which seems like I don't know how they're gonna hit that, but okay, you have to lean into the PvP. If there's the only fun thing about this game, honestly, is the PvP. Like, that's where all the excitement comes from. Because other than fighting other teammates, this game is very much just like a walking simulator. They obviously want people interested in the story, and they've put a lot of effort into the AI, you know, and the PvE. But considering the fact that they're trying to do a lot of story and PvE, they have completely failed to make a compelling PvE side of this game. The PvE in this game, yes, the AI are challenging, but it's still very simple and shallow. There's not a lot of enemies. There's not a lot of emergent things that happen. There's like very few things happen. And it's just boring. Like fighting the robots just gets so boring. The PvP is where it's at. That's where casuals, you can actually get casual players. You have to cater more to the PvP. And I think you could realistically make adjustments. So first of all, there's no strafing in this game at all. Introduce strafing and increase the strafing speed. The no strafing in this game makes like fighting so difficult, so slow and boring. And again, it becomes a DPS battle because it's basically just who sees who first and like who has more shields. And we'll get to the shields in a second. Like, I get they don't want strafing, but the problem is like, I think nowadays everybody's so used to strafing in like every PvP like shooter game. You know you can't strafe, but you're still gonna like instinctively try to, and then you can't, so you just start trying to jump and like bunny hop, and it's just like, it's just so frustrating and annoying and not fun. Like, imagine a game like Halo, but you can't strafe. Like, that's borderline what this game is. Let people strafe. This is something they should be able to do before launch. It should be just like a setting somewhere. It shouldn't be hard. Yeah, there probably will need to be some tuning done, but who cares? Like, it'll make the game much more exciting. Also, increase the base movement speed. I like the heat system that limits the amount you can sprint and slide and stuff like that. But the base movement speed has to be tuned up. Like, the speed at which you move in the base movement speed, like, it is literally like the slowest walk ever. And again, it slows down the PvP combat. So again, like, imagine Halo, but you can't strafe and you just walk forward extremely slowly. So boring. I really liked that they were going for a slower paced gameplay nowadays, because a lot of games are very twitchy, like brain rot style gameplay, like super fast for brain rot kids. But this is just way too far in the other direction. Like, you've actually taken so much brain rot out. You need to add some more brain rot movement back in. Increase the movement speed, the strafing in the base. It'll make it feel so much better. It'll play a little more like Halo. It'll make the game more exciting to play, and it'll make it a little more exciting to watch. Next thing is the shields. So in this game, like, if you don't have buffed up shields, like, you can upgrade your shields, it just gives too much of an advantage. Like, if you get wiped and you lose all your loot and you go in with just base level stuff and you go up against someone who has these upgraded shields, like, you're done. You can empty an entire like mag at them, like point blank range, and you will not drop them. Meanwhile, they'll turn around and shoot you, and you'll get dropped. This is why, like, people are like, oh, the gunplay in the PvP is like so good. I did say it's the most exciting part of the game, but I didn't say it was great. This is another thing where I'm like, I don't understand the people who enjoy the PvP, like, in general in this game. Again, imagine Halo. You can't move left and right, can't move forward, and it's like there's random players running around with like super double over shields, and you just have regular shields. And again, you can't move, so you have like no chance of outplaying them. Bungie has a chance here with this game to make an extraction shooter where the PvP combat is very balanced, like Halo-esque. That's how you get all the Halo bros like me, and that's also how you appeal to casual players. Like, the problem now, if you don't grind this game, you don't have a ton of like buff shields to go in like almost every single drop. If you just want to play like here and there, and you don't have time to no life this game, I feel like you're just wasting your time with the game as is, because it just becomes like a shield DPS battle. If you increase the movement speed, the strafing, and the base movement speed, and you just like equalize the shields for everybody, now someone can take a break and come back and they can still be competitive. Because with even shields and faster movement speed, it's going to be based more on skill and experience over who just has like better gear, which is basically what it is now. It's already enough that you lose all your stuff when you get killed, right? But to also lose just because the other person had better shields and you couldn't even move around, that is going to turn off casual players. Like that's how you get the rage-inducing desire to quit. Like you can really like summarize it. If you want this to be a more casual extraction shooter, then make a more casual extraction shooter. And already this game, like you have shields, it's first person. Like I don't know why you can't make it more like Halo. Like right now it feels too much like a RPG. Like remove those RPG elements. Make this as much as possible like Halo to the point where people like, wow, this feels like a Halo extraction shooter. Now some people might be like, no, this is a bad idea. My guy, they gotta make some kind of radical change to this game because I'm telling you this game is done. Like this is a disaster. You gotta make some huge change that is very visual and feels good to the player too. Just imagine right now they come out with, you know, maybe they're gonna have to make these adjustments. So maybe they do a beta, right? Like in August before the game comes out. And now you can actually strafe. The base movement speed has been buffed. They're like, listen, we wanna, you know, make it more equal starts in the PvP. So from now on, like shields are just standard. The health is just standard. It's like everybody's basically going in even enough that you like always have a fighting chance. I'm fine with people who have like better loot, who have grinder for better loot, having an advantage. That's okay. But it can't be the way it is now where it's not even like an advantage. It's like we're playing two different games. Somebody who goes in with fully buffed shields and like really good weapons versus someone who lost all their stuff and has to go in like basic. It's like two different games. You got to make it appealing to the people who don't want to like grind for loot. Not everybody, casual players are not super trying to grind for loot. It's annoying. And even if you get the loot, then you don't want to risk it. You spend hours getting something and then you just get killed and lose it. The game should be fun regardless of the loot that you have. That's a good way to sum it up, maybe. So I hope you can see why this is my number one. I feel like this is stuff that is doable before this game comes out. It's number one. I think it'll have the biggest change. And it could have the biggest change on public sentiment about this game. Speed it up. Even it out. Make it Halo. Vote Sean Dubs to take over the development of Marathon. I'm joking. All right, number two. This, I think, is also stuff they could actually get done before September, I hope. And it would make the game way more fun, and it leans more into the PvP. So I think it would be so fun if on these maps, the maps are pretty big, like they're not tiny. You need to have emergent, fun PvP activities. Basically, do like PvP game modes within the extraction game mode. For example, King of the Hill. It should be like a thing that pops up. It's like King of the Hill and it's starting on a POI. And then have a hill that moves around in the POI. And if you're in the hill, you get there's some kind of benefit. Maybe you get like a little shield buff. That would be a place where it's okay to have a shield buff. But anything, you know, get creative. You could do King of the Hill. There's other game modes. Maybe you have like VIP AI extraction. So maybe like an AI pops up on the map and whatever team gets to it first and can extract with it, they get like a bonus, like whatever. Like it, you know, I think a lot of classic, you know, shooter game modes could be remade in here. And I feel like they could get a King of the Hill game mode made in this, right? Like before September. Like I don't think it requires that many assets. Like a VIP extraction. Like I feel like these are doable things and it would be so much more fun. And yes, it's you know, King of the Hill. I mean, King of the Hill's in a lot of shooter games now, but along that same line of thinking, they want to get Halo, bros. We know they do. So put some Halo game modes kind of in here. Tell me that wouldn't be fun. Like, okay, so like number one, I said you increase the movement speed, make everything a little more equal, make it a little more like Halo, so you can go in on this map and then like King of the Hill will pop up and you can fight it out for that. Game modes within the game mode. So you go in there, you play King of the Hill, maybe you get some special loot for winning and then you got to extract with that. Bro, how is that not fun? That sounds so much more fun than the game is right now. VIP AI extraction, you got to get the AI and get them out. Like, come on, man. The other benefit you get from this, right? You have these emergent PvP activities that pop up. That will draw in the PvP players, the sweaty players like me that just want to fight. And then the PvE players, they know which POIs to avoid, right? Kind of helps separate the players a little bit. And then people who like don't love extraction, they might be like, well, I like King of the Hill, like I like VIP. Okay, well, at least I can go in here and I can play like these game modes I like. I just think it's very casual friendly. I can already see the developers saying no to this idea, and it kind of goes back to an overarching issue I have sensed with this game. I think I've mentioned in other videos, but this game is just way too serious. Like, this game is so serious. It's like no fun allowed. I can already see them being like, well, King of the Hill, that would like break the immersion of our like story and Tau Ceti the world. Bro, it's a video game. Like, focus on making it fun. Like, all that matters is it fun? Make it fun. King of the Hill. I don't know. Write your lore somehow to make King of the Hill make sense. I don't care. Come up with some AI story thing for it. Who cares? Just put that in there. I'm telling you, people will love it. It'll be so fun. Just imagine the content that could be created from that. The streaming. It would be so fun to watch the streaming. Because right now, when somebody goes to a POI, they're just fighting the robots. Occasionally, they'll fight another team. That's basically it. And they're looting. Boring. King of the Hill pops up on the map. Oh, let's go over there and play King of the Hill. And then you actually play King of the Hill, which is a fun game mode. And then whoever wins gets some special loot. Oh shit, now they gotta extract with it. So fun, come on. Way more exciting than watching bro just, should I extract with this container box thing and this thing? Like, sleepy, boring. Okay, this is my best idea for like an emergent PvP activity. I don't know if they could get this done, but this is just the best thing I could think of. Again, I'm trying to think of ways they can just use what's already there, because they only have so much time before this game comes out. So I'm trying to think of ways you can just work with what's there. They put so much effort into the AI, right? Like, they have all these robots and stuff that are already there. What about like robot takeover mode, bro? So it pops up on a POI, right? The players, like, I don't know, they hack into the AI robots, and then you have a PvP deathmatch with just the robots. So let's say each team gets an even amount of robots, okay? Like, you take over them temporarily, and you actually play as a robot, and you gotta fight the other team's robots. I feel like that'd be so sick. You'd have to have some kind of like safe room for the characters' actual players in the world to be like hidden for a second and protected, so it's not like you're playing this robot takeover game mode and then other players of the map can just run over and just kill you. I don't know, you'd have to figure that out somehow. It'd have to be some kind of like hallway and like a safe zone, like maybe the door locks and you go in there. Even that would be fun though, like you complete the robot takeover and then both teams now can leave, but you know, there might be like an enemy team waiting for you at the exit. Or there's no team and like you have the robot takeover, one team wins and now they're like, okay, well, we lost, so let's just go kill the people who beat us. Let's just go fight that other team. I don't know, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you have to think about, like, where's the fun with this game? Like, this, I feel like, where's the ideas? That's the problem. That's why this game's so boring. I can't even speak. It's like, where's the fun, dude? It's mind-boggling. Like, it takes my speech away. It's like, what are they doing over there? You guys know you're making a game, right? Like, the main mission of a game is make it fun. Just make it fun. Where is the fun? Put me in, coach. Robot takeover. There you go. All right, so I only got 4 more things. I'm just realizing as I'm recording this video, I probably should have put my best ideas at the start because the ideas just get worse from here. I put my best ideas at the start. That was not smart for retention. So, okay, I'll just do the last 4 like kind of quick because they're not as good as these first 2. All right, number 3. I think I've mentioned this in another video, but the maps are way too choky. Everything needs to be more spread out. You need longer paths between the POIs. I'm going to tell you why. For example, on the map Perimeter, here's all you need to know. There's this one POI called the Hauler. The Hauler is like a major thoroughway, kind of, not exactly in the middle, but it's a major in and out point for multiple POIs on the map. And then next to the Hauler, there's like this wall. These are really important thoroughways to get in and out of the map, move across the map. And Hauler has an extraction point on it. But Hauler is a very central location, so people are already figuring out, let's just camp in Hauler. So like my team had to extract in Hauler. There's like a north side to it, and there's a south side to it with a wall in between. So I was leading my team. We're going to cross through Hauler from the north side. Before we got there, I noticed an enemy player peeking out the window. They were camping in there. I was like, oh shoot, guys, turn around and run. Because we actually had good stuff to extract with. I was like, let's go back around. Let's go through the wall. So we went all the way around. It took, I don't know, maybe 2 minutes, something like that. And then we crept up on the Hauler from the south side. It seemed okay. And I just assumed, I was like, they can't really be camping in there this whole time. Like, I'm sure they've moved. So we activated the extraction zone. And then right before we're about to extract, what do you know? They were there. I kind of had some brain rot teammates. They couldn't fight back at all, and we were killed. The maps are just too choky. You need to have more ways to move in between the POIs. Maybe expand the distance between the POIs, something. You got to open it up because right now it's just too choky. It's too easy for people to go in and be like, we're just going to troll. We're just going to camp and wait for people to run through, you know, like these hotspot POIs that you are often forced to go through just to extract. If you like a lot of PvP, that'll be fun for you. But for casual players that are just trying to get out, it's going to be very difficult to extract. And I think it's going to be not fun to constantly be getting jumped when you're just trying to get out or just move across the map. And you know, keep in mind that the movement speed in this game is extremely slow, so it's really hard to escape. Like, if you accidentally run up on another team, like, you're kind of screwed. You're basically forced to fight. There's no way to get out. There's also AI everywhere, so it can be really hard to move around the map unnoticed because you can often be forced to fight the AI. There's all sorts of ways you can spot an enemy team. So, I don't know, open up the maps more. They don't necessarily need to be bigger. You just need more ways to move through the POIs. Okay, number 4, the PvE needs to be way more complex. I don't know how they're going to get this done in time, but guys, like, most of the PvE, you just fight the robots in the POIs, or they come down on a dropship, or they're just, like, in this, like, translucent zone. Like, they'll be in these, like, little zone circles, and you fight like an AI. Maybe the full game will have way more, but, like, just fighting waves of AI that drop down from a dropship is boring, and that's why people are watching, and they're like, this is boring. Like, considering how they're really trying to push the PvE and the story and everything, I'm gonna be real, the PvE is a really disappointing first attempt. I don't know, man, this is why I put this one at number 4. Like, turning up the PvP, right, and doing like game modes within the game, I feel like that's so much more doable than cranking up the PvE. I'm just assuming it requires way more dev. Way more dev, bro, needs more dev. Can we make that like a saying? More dev. It needs more dev. That's what I'm just gonna say from now on when a game doesn't look good. No, it needs more dev. Halo Infinite needs more dev. Anyway, I had this idea in my other video. So, like, stop the robots from arming the bomb. Like, that would be a fun PvE emergent activity. Much more like, that doesn't even sound that complicated, but that's far more complex than anything that's in this game right now. There's like these little alien hive creatures. They're like the flood practically. Why can't it be like sometimes you go in and then those creatures just start taking over the entire map? And that would kind of like maybe force players to work together, which is why you need the proximity chat. But have it once in a while where the alien creatures, they just start taking over the whole map. And if they're not stopped, they will like totally take over the map and you won't even be able to extract. Again, I feel like that might be doable. I don't know. Before September. What about like a toxic gas cloud that moves around the map? That'd be kind of cool. There's already toxic gas in the game, so... My last idea, I don't know how doable this is either. Some kind of emergent, like, platforming almost mini-game. So, on the map Dire Marsh, there is some, like, anti-gravity, like, stuff going on. And we saw some anti-gravity stuff going on in one of the trailers. Why not have it be an emergent activity that, like, there's this, like, anti-gravity bomb or thing happens, and all of a sudden, stuff starts floating in the air. This game has fall damage, so maybe like objects kind of appear in a way where you basically have to platform your way to the top, and at the top there'll be like some awesome loot. But it'll be very risky because you'll be exposed, and then of course if you fall, you'll die. Nothing revolutionary, right, like platforming, but again, just give us more stuff to do than there is now. Everything I just listed sounds kind of basic, but it would like 10x the fun of the game because right now there's basically nothing. All right, number 5, you need some noob weapons and items and make them very fun focused. If you want casual players, you need noob weapons. My definition of a noob weapon is something that looks fun to use, it feels good to use, it's easy to use, but it won't be that effective on more experienced players. It's really just for noobs. But that's a good way to get casuals in, like, and hook them in. Most casuals aren't going to be, like, dropping into this game and picking up the sniper and doming people, you know? Like, you got to give them something easy to use. Maybe it's some kind of, like, futuristic energy sword, some rockets, something. That's not my job. You guys figure it out. But just right now, the loot pool, all the items and weapons, they're all very, very serious and kind of bland. Snipers, assault rifles, precision rifles. The shotgun's all right, the double barrel. Frag grenades, like it's all very like, nothing revolutionary whatsoever. Whereas like, I don't know, there's toxic stuff in this game, like toxic gas clouds. Where's the toxic gas cloud grenade? Like there's a chem grenade, but maybe you could have like a toxic glass cloud grenade. It's like a little mini nuke of like toxic gas that goes everywhere. Maybe it doesn't even do that much damage. You get the picture. New weapons and items. Okay, last thing. This is like, I put this last. I feel like there's no chance this will make into this game because this game is so serious and the devs are very stubborn. They only want to do one game mode. But I have to say, this game, even the way it is right now, I think it happens to be so perfectly positioned to have a zombies game mode. A zombies extraction game mode. Like, how much work would it be to do zombies on this as its own game mode? Maybe you don't even get that much loot or experience, but it'll be so casual friendly. It'll be so good. The map sizes are perfect for it. The ambiance is perfect for it. There's enough nooks and crannies to hide. Zombies, dude. Oh, it'd be so fun. I'm not even like a massive zombies fan of zombies in Halo. I know there's zombies in like Call of Duty. I haven't played that, so Halo's my context. But like a good zombies mode in Marathon, I would legit play that shit. I would play it all day. I really would. Like, I'm telling you, this game is perfect for zombies. All right, guys, you wanted a long video. Here's a long video. I enjoyed making it, and this is just the natural length of my thoughts. The alpha is obviously going to be coming to a close here. At this point, I don't really have anything else to say on Marathon. I'm going to sit and wait and see what Bungie says. See how they respond to the feedback. I realize like some of the things I've said in this video are a little demanding, like proximity chat and solo queue, but that's just honestly how I feel. I feel like this game needs a lot. It really does. Especially if they want to get $30, $40 or whatever they're planning on charging for it, and they're gonna have microtransactions in the game. Like, they got a lot to do. I don't know if my ideas here are enough to save this game, but I feel like I'm onto something here, particularly with my ideas about the PvP. Like, I think if you do those things, that's going to give you the best bang for your buck. It's the most doable stuff. If you have any ideas or you have feedback on my ideas, of course, let me know in the comments. Everything is fair game. And just a reminder, check out Sean Dub's POV in the pinned comment. If you've watched this far, you're probably more of an OG person on the channel. So definitely check that one out. But again, if you're not interested in anything but Halo and you just want gaming content only, then skip that channel. It's not going to be something you will like. If you want to see me go out into the world, talk about stuff while I'm driving around, exploring the world, showing you guys things, then I think you will love the channel. But hey, that's all I got for now. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.